The Lord has summoned me, the divine messenger, to deliver an urgent, time-sensitive message directly into your spirit. The enemy is right now whispering strategies of distraction, attempting to veil your eyes from the immense financial breakthrough that is scheduled to hit your life today. Do not be fooled by the noise of lack, the weight of debt, or the shadows of past failures. I am here to dismantle the devil's plan and to confirm a decree issued from the highest heaven. Money is coming, and the keys to a new dwelling are being prepared for your hand. You must listen closely, follow the sacred instruction, and above all, keep this revelation a secret, for your blessing is too massive to be exposed to the eyes of envy. The urgent divine decree, the hidden key to today's financial miracle. Your time of silent suffering is over. Your season of watching others ascend while you remained anchored in scarcity is now, in this sacred, prophetic moment, declared finished. Hear this word not as a suggestion, but as an immediate operative decree issued from the throne of grace. A financial miracle is not just being planned for, it is being delivered to you today. This is not a distant promise. It is an imminent manifestation, a sudden shift in the spiritual atmosphere around your wallet, your bank account, and your entire earthly foundation. I stand before you, not as a mere voice, but as the authority that moves mountains of impossibility. The reason this message is being whispered into your heart right now, the hidden key that unlocks this immediate wealth, is simple yet profoundly misunderstood. The urgency of your faith must match the immediacy of the heavenly timing. Too long have you treated divine provision as a possibility, a distant hope. Today, I demand that you treat it as an absolute certainty, a scheduled appointment where God Himself is the one holding the briefcase of your financial liberation. Understand the mechanics of this miracle. It will not arrive through the slow, predictable channels you are used to. It will be sudden. It will be unexpected. It will be precisely what you needed, delivered in a way that eliminates all human doubt, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that my hand and my hand alone orchestrated this turnaround. I have seen your tears shed in the darkness of the night, calculating bills you could not pay, wondering how you would provide for those you love. I have heard the silent prayers of a heart desperate for relief, a heart that clung to a sliver of faith even when the storm roared loudest. Those prayers have not been forgotten. They have been collected, weighed, and are now being answered with a downpour of physical, tangible resources. This wealth I am sending is not just a temporary fix. It is a foundational reset. It is designed not just to cover your current debts, but to elevate you to a place of surplus, a position from which you can become a channel of blessing to others. This is the hidden key. The money is coming to you with a purpose greater than your own comfort. It is fuel for the ministry, resources for the kingdom, and provision to finally step into the destiny I have laid out for you. A destiny that requires freedom from the bondage of financial worry. You have been waiting for the money. The money has been waiting for you to fully grasp the responsibility of stewardship that comes with it. I warn you, however, that the timing of this manifestation is delicate. The enemy, that ancient thief, is already aware of the angelic assignment over your finances. He is deploying specific distractions right now, an unexpected conflict, a sudden doubt, a deceptive offer that looks good, but is designed to deplete your energy and divert your attention. Your immediate and non-negotiable action is silent. The minute you proclaim this word to the wrong ears, the minute you share this prophetic decree with someone whose spirit is tainted with envy or skepticism, you introduce a spiritual friction that can delay or even divert the blessing. Your faith must be a private conversation between you and me until the moment the money is physically in your hand. This silence is your spiritual shield. Ponder the magnitude of this decree. I am not promising a raise. I am promising a miracle. I am not suggesting relief. I am commanding deliverance. The mechanism may be a sudden, unexpected transfer, an old debt being repaid, a forgotten investment maturing, or a unique creative opportunity opening up where there was once a solid wall. Do not limit the Creator of the universe. Just open your spiritual eyes and prepare to receive. The universe is being repositioned, not over days or weeks, but right now, for the direct and immediate transfer of wealth into your possession. Remember the patriarchs of old. Their blessings were always preceded by a test of obedience, often a test of silence and separation. Your blessing is so immense that it requires a sanctuary of secrecy around it. This house I am providing for you is not just brick and mortar. It is a symbol of your new, stable foundation. The money is not just currency. It is a tangible expression of my love and fidelity to my promises. The old cycle of lack, struggle, and limitation is officially broken. I am giving you the power to not just recover, but to dominate your financial future. Therefore, do not allow the current situation, the empty bank statement, the overdue bills, to dictate your faith. You must shift your focus from the visible to the invisible, from the temporary lack to the eternal provision. I am asking you to stand firm in the knowledge that what I have decreed is already done in the spiritual realm. The only variable remaining is your acceptance and your absolute adherence to the command of silence. This is the urgent call, the hidden key, absolute faith, absolute silence, absolute expectation of a massive financial influx today. I have commanded my angels to stand guard over the path of this provision. No demon, no human obstacle, no past mistake can stop what I have set in motion for you. The clock is ticking toward your breakthrough moment. Prepare your heart not for a small gain, but for an overwhelming, undeniable, life-altering deposit. This is your decree. This is your day. Write Amen in the comments if you receive this word and are ready to stand in silent faith for your financial miracle today. The angelic warning: what the enemy is planning to steal. Your new home, hear my voice again, and understand that the delivery of your financial miracle is only half of the prophetic instruction I have for you. The enemy, the architect of destruction and the master of delay, is not focusing solely on the money I am sending. His primary target is the new house, the physical representation of the stability and covenant resting place I have ordained for you. This is an angelic warning, a crucial piece of spiritual intelligence delivered to shield your blessing from theft and sabotage. The adversary recognizes that the money is transient, but a new home represents a generational foundation, a place where new covenants can be established, and where my glory can dwell without the pollution of past trauma and scarcity. Your current dwelling has often been a battlefield. The new one is intended as a fortress of peace and prosperity. This is why the devil has deployed specific strategies to ensure you never cross the threshold of that new address. His plan is insidious, operating on 3 distinct levels, and you must recognize them immediately to disarm his assault. First, the attack of distraction and misdirection. The enemy will attempt to flood your mind with seemingly urgent, yet ultimately trivial problems related to your current residence. A sudden, unexpected repair bill for the old house, an escalating conflict with a neighbor, or a sudden, overwhelming feeling that you are not worthy of a new, better place. This is designed to consume the financial resources I am sending before they can be applied to the down payment or the purchase of the new property. He wants you to keep patching the old, broken vessel so you never have the clarity or the funds to acquire the new one I have prepared. Do not be distracted by the sudden, manufactured chaos around your current environment. Keep your eyes fixed on the new address I am showing you in the Spirit. Second, the attack of doubt and limitation. This is the whisper of the accuser that seeks to redefine your capacity. Even when the money begins to arrive, the enemy will introduce calculated doubts about the possibility of home ownership. You will hear voices, internal and external, saying, "The housing market is too high, your credit history is too damaged," or "You'll never qualify for a house of that caliber." This is a spiritual lie woven to keep you in a perpetual state of lack mentality. I am the God who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and the houses of this earth are built with the resources I permit. When I decree a new house, I simultaneously decree the eradication of all obstacles, including bad credit, insufficient down payment, and unfavorable market condition. Reject every thought that limits my power to give you the deed to your dream home. Third, the attack of hasty spending and mismanagement. Because the influx of cash will be so sudden and significant, the enemy will tempt you with immediate gratification, leading you away from the primary purpose of this blessing. He will parade luxurious, non-essential items before your eyes, tempting you to spend the house money on temporary comfort, a new car, an extravagant vacation, or impulsive shopping sprees. His goal is simple: to deplete your reserves just enough so that, when the perfect property becomes available, the one I designed specifically for you, you will be unable to secure it. This is a subtle theft, where you willingly hand over the blessing. Your absolute focus must be on the down payment, the closing costs, and securing the keys to the new dominion. Every other expenditure is a distraction from the main objective. This new dwelling is more than just shelter. It is a prophetic landmark. It marks the end of your wilderness journey and the beginning of your abundant inheritance. It is a place of sanctuary where your family will heal, where your ministry will flourish, and where you will experience a depth of peace previously unattainable. Therefore, you must pray specific, targeted prayers against these three strategies of the enemy. Declare right now, with the full authority I have vested in you, I rebuke the spirit of distraction and the chaos surrounding my current dwelling. I stand against the lie of limitation and proclaim that my credit is redeemed and my capacity is limitless in Christ. I refuse the temptation of hasty spending and consecrate this incoming wealth for the purpose of my new home. Your willingness to heed this warning is a profound act of faith. Do not underestimate the desperation of the adversary. He knows that once you are settled in that new spiritual and physical space, your impact for my kingdom will multiply exponentially. Guard this vision, defend this impending blessing, and walk in the certainty that the angels are already scouting the location of your new breakthrough home. Let no fear, no doubt, and no distraction penetrate the shield of faith you must now hold up. Declare, I claim my new home now in the comments to seal this angelic warning and activate your spiritual protection. The secret of silence, why keeping this revelation quiet, is your biggest test. Beware, the greatest test of your faith in this imminent season of breakthrough is not whether you believe my promise, but whether you can obey my command for absolute silence. This is the third pillar of your foundation, the spiritual discipline that will determine the speed and completeness of the financial miracle and the keys to your new home. Keeping this revelation quiet is not an option. It is a sacred mandate. Violate this secret, and you risk missing the very blessing I have decreed to arrive today. I, the Lord of hosts, am revealing this to you because I know the nature of the human heart and the destructive power of envy and skepticism. When I prepare a table for you in the presence of your enemies, the preparation must be hidden, or the food will be poisoned before you taste it. Your blessing is too heavy, too potent, and too visibly divine for the current state of your environment. Understand the three primary dangers of premature proclamation, the reasons why your silence is your biggest test. First, the power of the evil eye, spiritual envy. There are people in your sphere, some you love, some you simply tolerate, whose spirits carry an energy of resentment and lack. When you share a testimony before it has fully manifested, their envy acts as a spiritual magnet, drawing negative energy and delay directly to your breakthrough. Their seemingly innocent question, "Are you sure?" or their faint praise, "That's nice," carries a subconscious curse of doubt that can attempt to hijack the angelic delivery. The moment you speak about the money or the new house, You expose your blessing to the very eyes that are not prepared to celebrate your elevation. Guard your joy and your promise fiercely. Let the evidence speak for itself after the manifestation, not before. Second, the drain of human skepticism. I am performing a miracle that defies logic, economy, and human expectation. When you speak this prophetic word, that massive money and a new house are arriving today, to an unbeliever or even a wavering believer, their immediate skepticism creates an atmosphere of unbelief around your promise. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. Doubt is the solvent that dissolves substance. Every time you have to defend my word or convince someone that this breakthrough is real, you are expending spiritual energy that should be used for receiving. Your silence preserves your spiritual energy and keeps your faith pure, unadulterated by the world's cynicism. Let the skeptics witness the result, not the process. Third, the devil's intelligence gathering. The adversary is monitoring your words. He cannot read your thoughts, but he certainly hears your voice. When you speak the details of this divine plan, the sudden money, the house location, the timing, you are providing him with the precise coordinates for a counterattack. Your silence starves the enemy of intelligence. It forces him to operate blindly, shooting arrows into the dark while my angels work in the light, completing the mission. The less you say, the more confused your enemies become, and the faster your blessing manifests. This test of silence requires a profound reliance on me alone. It means suppressing the natural urge to boast, to seek validation, or to look for affirmation from external sources. Your validation must come from the inner certainty that when I speak a word, it is already done. This is the secret of the spiritual vault. Place this promise, the money and the new house, into the deepest vault of your spirit. Lock the door with faith and swallow the key of unnecessary conversation. I ask you to practice this silence not just outwardly, but inwardly. Stop reviewing the promise with yourself in doubt. Stop running scenarios of how it will happen. Your job is not to figure out the how, but simply to believe the what. Focus your mental energy on preparing to receive, not on broadcasting your expectation. The moment you feel the urge to tell someone about the blessing that is coming, I want you to immediately redirect that energy into gratitude. Whisper to me, "Thank you, Father, for the money that is already on its way. Thank you for the keys that are already forged." This redirection transforms the temptation to speak into an act of worship, reinforcing the shield of silence. Obey this command. Your breakthrough is on the verge of manifestation. Protect it with the sanctity of your silence. Let your immediate action be an act of spiritual discipline, proving that you value the completion of my promise more than the temporary satisfaction of human recognition. If you understand the sacred command of silence and commit to protecting your breakthrough, write "sealed" in the comments. And if this prophetic warning has brought immediate conviction and spiritual protection to your heart, consider sealing your commitment with a super thank of $100. This action is a powerful spiritual offering that confirms your valuation of this secret and reinforces the covenant of silent faith. The first sign, a sudden shift in your income stream. Prepare yourself. The silence you have embraced and the warnings you have heeded are now culminating in the very first, undeniable manifestation of my decree. You will not have to wait for weeks or even days to see the proof. The prophetic window is today, and the initial evidence will appear as a sudden shift in your income stream. This is the sound of the tumblers turning, the clink of the mechanism that proves the door to your financial prison has been unlocked. I am not speaking of a small expected adjustment. I am speaking of an anomaly. This shift will arrive from an unexpected quarter, in an amount that defies your current reality, or through a transaction that carries my signature of miraculous intervention. It may be a check you had forgotten, a payment processed late, an old investment suddenly yielding fruit, or a completely new, immediate source of income opening up that was not there yesterday. The defining characteristic is its suddenness and its divine timing. This is your first sign. For too long, your finances have been governed by the natural laws of limitation, the constraints of your salary, the weight of your bills, the predictable cycle of income and expenditure. Today, I am introducing a supernatural accelerator into your economy. This sudden shift is designed to do three things immediately. First, it will silence the spirit of doubt. The moment this unexpected, significant increase hits your account or your hand, all the whispers of skepticism will be drowned out by the undeniable reality of my faithfulness. It is a tangible proof that the spiritual decree, money and a new house will come today, is actively manifesting in the physical world. This is your personal confirmation that the prophecy is true and irreversible. Use this sign not for temporary relief, but as fuel for the faith required to receive the remaining larger part of the blessing. Second, it will establish a new baseline for your prosperity. This initial inflow is me recalibrating your financial universe. You are no longer meant to operate at the level of lack you were accustomed to. This sudden income sets a new standard, a prophetic marker that proclaims, from this day forward, abundance is your norm and struggle is your past. Do not treat this first amount as an isolated event. See it as the beginning of an ongoing, continuous flow. It is the river breaking its banks. The small initial flow signals the torrent that is following close behind. Third, it serves as the crucial resource for the new house. This first shift is precisely timed to cover an urgent need related to the dwelling, perhaps the initial earnest money, the legal fees, or the cost of locating the perfect property. The enemy planned for you to spend this money on old, distracting bills. I am commanding you to dedicate this initial resource to the foundation of your future. See this unexpected money as consecrated new home seed. The act of immediately dedicating it to the new dwelling is an act of spiritual warfare, a declaration that you prioritize the foundation I am building for you. When this shift occurs, and it will occur quickly, you must maintain the sacred discipline of silence. Your immediate reaction might be to shout, to tell your spouse, your friend, your colleague. Resist that urge. The moment the money arrives, go to a quiet place and consecrate it to me. Thank me for the confirmation and reaffirm your commitment to the larger, remaining promise. This moment of silence and consecration is the spiritual act that secures the rest of the 20,000-word prophecy. Observe your environment today. Pay attention to communications that arrive seemingly out of the blue. An email, a notification, a call from an unexpected source. This is the divine delivery system in operation. Do not dismiss any source of income that is unusual or unplanned. Recognize my hand in the supernatural mathematics. I am taking the meager resources you had and multiplying them instantly. Or I am rerouting resources from distant places directly into your domain. This is the power of the unlocked door. You thought you were pushing, but I was simply removing the barrier. Step through this first financial door with confidence. Know that it is merely a precursor to the massive, undeniable wealth that will purchase the new house and set your family free for generations to come. Your preparation is complete. Your faith is activated. Now, watch for the first sign. It is here. It is now. Wait actively. Expect openly. And if you are watching your accounts and notifications for this first sign today, type, "I see it coming," in the comments to anchor this manifestation in the physical realm. Breaking the chains of lack, how the Spirit is erasing your old debts. I have shown you the first sign of inflow, the unlocking of the financial door. Now, I shall address the anchor that has tethered you to the past and hindered your ascent, the chains of lack embodied by your old debts. It is impossible for you to fully step into the prosperity and peace of your new home while the shackles of debt are rattling around your feet. Therefore, a massive, immediate spiritual operation is underway, orchestrated by the Holy Spirit, designed to completely erase your old debts. This is not just a payment plan. This is divine, supernatural deletion. You have carried the heavy burden of debt like a garment of shame for too long. Every phone call, every bill in the mail, every sinking feeling in your stomach has been a reminder of lack and limitation. The enemy uses debt as a psychological weapon, convincing you that your future is perpetually mortgaged to your past. But I have come to declare the year of Jubilee over your life, not next year, but right now. Understand the mechanism of this supernatural debt erasure. It operates in two powerful, distinct phases. Phase 1, the supernatural provision for payment. The money I have decreed, the influx that is manifesting today, is specifically earmarked to first neutralize your most aggressive liabilities. This is the divine strategy. Eliminate the loudest, most pressing voices of lack. Do not be tempted to use this incoming wealth for anything else until the critical debts, the ones causing you the most anxiety and stress, are targeted and paid in full. The blessing is arriving with a specific, tactical assignment. Your obedience in directing this money precisely to debt cancellation is the key to unlocking the full remainder of the financial blessing. I will maneuver things in the natural realm. You will see opportunities for accelerated payment, sudden reductions in principal, or even unexpected sources of forgiveness from creditors. Watch for a glitch in the system of debt collection, a clerical error, a sudden policy change, or a favorable negotiation that occurs without explanation. This is my hand, bending the systems of the world to align with your freedom. The Spirit is moving upon the hearts of those who hold your paper, prompting them to grant concessions, or in some cases, to simply forgive the balance entirely. Phase 2, the spiritual cleansing and mind renewal. True liberation from lack is not just about the numbers, it is about the mindset. Even after the debts are paid, the spirit of lack can linger, causing you to fear debt again, hoard resources out of insecurity, or unconsciously sabotage your newfound prosperity. Therefore, the Spirit is now conducting a deep cleansing within your soul, breaking the mental chains that bound you to scarcity. I am eradicating the memory of lack, replacing it with the conviction of perpetual supply. You will no longer measure your worth by your bank balance or define your future by your credit score. You are now defined by the boundless wealth of your Heavenly Father. This is a profound internal shift that guarantees you will not fall back into the cycle of indebtedness. This is the true breaking of the chain. You are being liberated from the fear of debt as much as the fact of debt. This is your moment of absolute financial liberation. As the money arrives today, let the first act of stewardship be the burning of the old contracts of lack. Pay them off with faith, not fear. Pay them off with the knowledge that this money is merely a vehicle for your elevation, a temporary transfer to establish your eternal freedom. When you pay off a debt today, you are declaring, "The old chapter is closed. I am no longer a debtor. I am a channel of abundance." The new house I am preparing for you requires a clean slate. It requires a mind unburdened by past financial mistakes. The weight is being lifted. The chains are falling off. This is a day not just of receiving, but of powerful releasing. Releasing the past so you can fully embrace the affluent future I have decreed. Embrace this divine strategy. If you accept this supernatural debt erasure and commit to prioritizing the payment of old chains with the incoming wealth, type "chains broken" in the comments to seal your financial liberation. Your freedom is secured. The prophecy of the new dwelling, locating your house of breakthrough. Now that I have commanded the immediate inflow of finances and the supernatural erasure of the chains of debt, it is time to focus your vision and sharpen your spiritual eyes on the very essence of the second great promise, the prophecy of the new dwelling. This new house is not a random piece of real estate. It is a meticulously chosen house of breakthrough, a sanctuary prepared by my hand where your destiny will accelerate and your family will find complete rest. I stand here as the divine architect who knows the location, the structure, and the exact timing of your relocation. You have been walking in the wilderness, dwelling in temporary shelters that reflected your season of testing. But the test is over. I am moving you from the tent of trial into the palace of your destiny. Listen carefully to how this prophecy will unfold and how you will definitively locate your house of breakthrough. First, the divine unveiling. Through clarity, stop looking at real estate listings that only match your old budget and your past reality. I will bypass the traditional methods and reveal this house to you in a way that is unmistakably mine. It may be a property you drive past repeatedly, one that suddenly gains significance. It may be a listing that jumps out at you with an impossible discount, or a timing that perfectly aligns with the arrival of your funds. The key is clarity. When you see it, a profound, undeniable peace will settle over your spirit, a knowing that transcends mere preference. This is the spiritual signature I place on the property. Second, the alignment of resources and opportunity. The enemy attempts to make homeownership a stressful, complicated process. I am making it seamless. The financial influx I decreed today is precisely matched to the requirements of this specific dwelling. The moment you locate the house, the mortgage requirements will align miraculously, the paperwork will flow without friction, and every human obstacle, from inspections to closing dates, will surrender to my divine timing. The funds you receive today are the key, and this house is the corresponding lock. Watch how every step of the process will be orchestrated with an effortless grace that declares, "The hand of God is upon this transaction." Third, the prophetic features of the sanctuary. This new house holds specific intentional spiritual features meant to foster your next season of growth. It is a place of space for your family to grow, space for your gifts to be cultivated, and crucially, space for the ministry and purpose I have called you to fulfill. It will be a location that brings peace, removing you from environments of conflict, envy, and spiritual drainage. When you step inside, you will sense a shift in the atmosphere, a tangible presence of my Holy Spirit that will confirm, "This is the altar I prepared for you." This prophetic dwelling is more than walls and a roof. It is a spiritual anchor. It represents stability, the burial of past instability, and the inauguration of a new covenant with me. The keys to this house are not just physical, they are keys of authority. When you take possession, you are taking dominion over a new territory, establishing a hub of light and blessing that will impact your community. Therefore, you must begin to speak over your house right now, even before you have the address. Declare its peace, its protection, and its prosperity. Do not look for something meager. Look for the abundance that reflects my capacity, not yours. The money is coming today, and the house is manifesting immediately thereafter. Your job is to stay in faith, maintain the secret silence, and watch for my clear signal. The season of searching is over. The season of settling is now. The address is being written. The deed is being prepared. Open your heart to receive the vision of your new dwelling. If you are prepared to step into this prophecy of the new dwelling and receive the specific address I will show you, write "new address" in the comments as a spiritual declaration of possession. The sacred exchange, what God requires before He delivers the full blessing. Listen closely, for I now speak of the principle that governs all massive divine transfers of wealth and authority. The sacred exchange. My promises are always freely given, but their full manifestation often requires a responsive act of faith and consecration on your part. Before I deliver the full blessing, the complete, overwhelming sum of money, and the secure possession of your new home, I require a spiritual transaction, an exchange that proves your heart is prepared to be a steward, not just a consumer. The enemy wants you to believe that the key to wealth is grasping and hoarding. My kingdom operates on the principle of release, of seed, and of intentional dedication. This sacred exchange is a test of your spiritual maturity, proving that the money will not become an idol or a stumbling block in your walk with me. Here is the fundamental requirement of the exchange, operating in 3 dimensions. 1. The exchange of the past for the future, forgiveness. You cannot enter your new life and your new house carrying the baggage of old grudges, unforgiveness, and bitterness. These spiritual toxins act as a barrier to the full flow of my prosperity. The sacred exchange requires you to actively and genuinely release every person who has wronged you financially, emotionally, or spiritually. This is not a suggestion. It is a command for internal cleansing. Forgive the debtor who wronged you, the family member who betrayed your trust, the boss who cheated you. When you release them, you are spiritually declaring that you are no longer defined by your wounds, but by my restoration. That act of release clears the final spiritual obstacle blocking the complete delivery of your blessing. 2. The exchange of lack for seed, consecration. The money you are receiving today is not solely for your consumption. A portion of it must be immediately consecrated as a seed of abundance. This is the ancient, holy law of tithing and giving. The moment the sudden shift arrives, the first sign, I require you to dedicate a portion, not out of obligation, but out of grateful recognition, back to my kingdom work. This act of giving is your spiritual signature on the covenant. It is the final declaration that you recognize the source of the wealth is me, and that you commit to using your abundance to build my purpose, not just your own comfort. This seed ensures that the incoming flow is sustained and multiplied. A failure to sow this consecrated seed is a failure in stewardship, which can choke the future harvest. 3. The exchange of isolation for community, sharing the word. I have given you this powerful, urgent, and secret prophetic message, not just for your benefit, but for the elevation of others trapped in the same cycles of lack. This is the exception to the rule of silence. The message itself must be shared to ignite the faith of those who are destined to walk with you into this new season. I require you to share this prophetic warning and promise with 3 specific people who you know are desperately battling financial lack and require a word of urgent hope. This action is an act of spiritual warfare against the darkness of despair in the lives of those you love. By sharing, you become a messenger of my hope, confirming your role as a conduit of blessing. Do not share the details of your own incoming money, but share the message of the decree. This sacred exchange is the final preparatory step. Your forgiveness clears the spiritual atmosphere. Your consecrated seed secures the multiplication. Your sharing of the message expands the kingdom influence. Do these things, and the full weight of the 20,000 words of prophecy will manifest with unstoppable force. I have delivered the key. Now, you must turn it. If you accept the conditions of this sacred exchange, forgiveness, consecration, and the sharing of this prophetic word, write, I exchange and receive in the comments. As an act of spiritual obedience and covenant, share this message immediately with 3 individuals who need this urgent prophetic word today. The night attack, recognizing the spiritual warfare against your prosperity. Do not be naive. The adversary does not sleep, especially when a divine decree of this magnitude, massive money and a new house today, is actively manifesting in your life. As you have taken the steps of faith, silence, and the sacred exchange, you have crossed a critical threshold, and the enemy is now deploying a ferocious counteroffensive. I call this the night attack, a targeted wave of spiritual warfare designed to induce fear, confusion, and exhaustion, hoping you will drop your shield just before the final delivery. This attack often happens when you are most vulnerable, during periods of rest, reflection, or late at night when the world is quiet and your mind is less guarded. You must be sober, vigilant, and ready to recognize the specific tactics the enemy is using right now to steal your prosperity. Tactic 1. The assault of artificial pressure and urgency. The enemy will attempt to overwhelm you with a false sense of immediate, crippling financial emergency that has nothing to do with the money I am sending. A sudden, unexpected bill appears, a vehicle breaks down catastrophically, or a past financial crisis is resurrected in your mind with intense, crippling anxiety. This manufactured pressure is designed to force you to divert the incoming funds to an unplanned, minor crisis, thus draining the resources meant for your new house and larger debts. When this panic hits, recognize it as a lie. Stand firm and declare, "I will not spend my house money on the devil's distractions. My provision is for my elevation, not for emergency repairs." Tactic 2. The dream invasion and fear amplification. During the night, while your conscious defenses are lowered, the enemy will attempt to infiltrate your dreams with vivid, fear-inducing scenario. You may dream of losing the money, of the house falling through, of being chased by creditors, or of loved ones expressing deep disappointment. These are not prophetic warnings. They are night attacks, spiritual broadcasts designed to plant seeds of trauma and fear in your subconscious mind. Upon waking, you must immediately reject and renounce the emotional residue of these nightmares. Replace the fear with a scripture of provision and peace. Your mind is a battleground, and I command you to take authority over your dream life. Tactic 3. The whisper of unworthiness and past sins. When the blessing is close, the accuser will launch a barrage of memories detailing every past financial mistake, every error in stewardship, and every moral failure you have ever committed. The whisper will be, "You do not deserve this house. You are not responsible enough for this money. God will take it away." This is the oldest, most insidious tactic. I declare that my grace covers your past, and my plan for your prosperity is based on my faithfulness, not your performance. Your worthiness is established by the blood of the Lamb, not by your bank balance. Shut down the voice of condemnation with the loud, resounding truth of your redemption. You must counter this night attack with immediate, aggressive spiritual action. Do not wait until morning. When the fear or the confusion attempts to grip you, rise up, if only for 5 minutes. Put your feet on the floor and declare the prophetic decree over your finances and your new house. Declare, "I am divinely protected. The money is secured by the angels of the Lord. My new house is reserved in the spiritual realm. I rebuke every spirit of fear, lack, and confusion operating against my financial breakthrough. The enemy's night attack is nullified by the light of God's word." Your persistence in faith during this final hour of testing is the ultimate proof of your readiness to receive. The fiercer the attack, the closer the manifestation. View this spiritual warfare not as a sign of trouble, but as confirmation that your breakthrough is imminent and powerful. The thief does not attempt to break into an empty house. He is attacking because your vault is about to be filled. Hold the line. The dawn of your deliverance is breaking. Fight with the authority I have given you. If you recognize this night attack and are standing firm against the enemy's final attempts, write, "I stand my ground," in the comments to raise your spiritual shield. The 888 Revelation, unlocking the code of abundance and new beginnings. I have brought you through the test of silence, the sacred exchange, and the pressure of the night attack. Now, I shall give you a specific divine sign and a powerful code of activation that confirms the timing and the magnitude of your total deliverance. The 888 Revelation. This is a spiritual frequency, a numeric confirmation that you are not just receiving a partial blessing, but the full, complete measure of abundance and new beginnings I have ordained for you today. The number 88 in my kingdom is the number of new beginnings, resurrection, and the covenant of eternity. It signifies the transition from the old, the 7-day week, the cycle of completion, into the revolutionary, unending, and supernatural era. When I reveal the 888, 888, it is a magnification of this power, a code that symbolizes 1. The completion of the first covenant, financial abundance. The first 8 signifies that the struggle is over, the financial lack, the perpetual cycle of just getting by, and the anchor of debt are completely cut. It is the sign that the money I decreed is not merely a survival amount, but an overflowing, sustained supply of wealth designed to last and to fund your destiny. This 8 is your confirmation of financial freedom. 2. The new foundation, the house of breakthrough. The second 8 is directly linked to your new dwelling. It is the sign of the resurrection of stability, the laying of a new permanent foundation where my peace resides. This new home is not subject to the instability of your past. It is a place of rest and dominion. This 8 confirms that the keys to the new house are already in transit, and the transaction will be completed seamlessly and supernaturally. 3. The eternal flow, infinite possibility. The third 8, the triple convergence, signifies divine perfection and the initiation of an eternal flow. It is the sign that the blessing manifesting today is not a one-time event, but the start of a perpetual cycle of provision, where my abundance is always available for your every need and every purpose. It is the declaration of infinite possibility in your life, confirming that you have moved out of the realm of human limitation into the realm of divine supply. You must remain vigilant for this 888 revelation today. It may appear in the most unexpected places, on a sudden financial statement, on the address of a house listing that catches your eye, in the final digits of a transaction, or a prominent number on a check or transfer notification. When you see it, do not dismiss it as coincidence. It is my personal stamp of approval, the confirmation that the final decisive action for your breakthrough has been initiated. The activation of this code requires your conscious declaration. The moment you see the 888, or even before, you must speak the language of absolute certainty. The 888 is the spiritual frequency. Your voice is the tuning fork. Activate the code by declaring, I recognize the 888 revelation. I receive the completion of financial lack, the keys to my new permanent dwelling, and the activation of an eternal flow of God's perfect abundance. This code is now operative in my life, and my blessing is manifested immediately. This revelation transcends mere superstition. It is a profound prophetic alignment. I am giving you a tool to actively engage with the spiritual acceleration I have set in motion. The world sees randomness. You, my chosen vessel, must see the precise, intentional markings of my divine timetable. This is the moment where the prophetic word moves from the realm of the possible to the realm of the absolute. The old cycles are broken, and the new, unending wave of prosperity is surging into your life. Embrace this code. Use this sign. Let the sight of the 888 be the final assurance you need that the full 20,000-word decree is concluding with a massive, undeniable delivery today. Your patience, your silence, and your faith have brought you to this crowning moment. If you are ready to receive the full activation of the 888 code and are watching for this sign today, type 888 now in the comments to anchor this code in your spiritual reality. The family miracle, how your financial turnaround changes generations. Listen, my child, and understand the depth of this immense blessing manifesting today. This incoming wealth and the keys to the new house are not isolated events destined only for you. They are the catalyst for a sweeping, divine intervention that will initiate the family miracle. Your financial turnaround is not merely a personal relief, it is a generational course correction, designed to stop the curse of lack that has haunted your lineage and set your descendants on a trajectory of perpetual prosperity. I have seen the long line of struggle behind you, the sacrifices, the inherited debts, the broken dreams passed down from parent to child. The enemy sought to make poverty your family's inheritance. But I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of generational covenant, and I declare today that you are the point of reversal. Your obedience and faith in receiving this urgent decree break the chains for everyone connected to you. The family miracle will manifest in 3 profound ways, securing the legacy of your new life. 1. The eradication of generational financial trauma. The moment this financial breakthrough fully manifests, it will not only clear your personal debts, but it will create a surplus capable of addressing urgent, pressing financial needs within your immediate family circle. This is not about supporting perpetual dependency. It is about strategic liberation. You will be given the wisdom and the means to help lift the specific, heavy burdens that have held back your parents, siblings, or children. This act of strategic generosity, powered by my blessing, is a visible declaration that the curse of lack is officially severed from your bloodline. You are now the source of healing. 2. The new foundation of the new dwelling. The new house is the physical manifestation of the family miracle. The old dwelling was marked by the stress of bills, the tension of scarcity, and the spiritual baggage of past struggles. The new home I am providing is a sanctuary of peace and provision. Every corner of this house will be consecrated to abundance, healing, and joy. Your children and their children will grow up knowing stability, security, and the unwavering truth that God is a provider. This new environment will reprogram their subconscious minds, replacing the fear of lack with the certainty of supply. This house is a generational legacy of faith made tangible. 3. The release of latent destiny and gifts. When the crippling weight of financial worry is lifted, the potential and the divine gifts of your family members, which have been suppressed by stress and survival mode, will suddenly be liberated. Watch as your children discover their true talents, your spouse steps into a long-delayed purpose, and you yourself find the time and resources to pursue the ministry or calling I placed in your heart. This financial freedom is the permission slip for the full activation of destiny within your household. The money is fuel for the purpose of your entire family unit. You must view this prosperity with the eyes of a patriarch or a matriarch, understanding that your stewardship affects the next 70 years of your lineage. Do not hide this truth from your family. Rather, teach them the principle of the sacred exchange, how to receive with gratitude, manage with wisdom, and give with generosity. This is your prophetic instruction. As you prepare to cross the threshold of your new home, speak a blessing over it and over your family name. Declare that failure, debt, and poverty are permanently forbidden from entering those doors. Your financial success is an altar where generational curses are destroyed and generational blessings are established. Embrace the weight and the glory of this calling. If you are ready to be the point of generational turnaround and receive this family miracle today, type "I am the reversal" in the comments to secure the legacy of your descendants. The divine strategy, steps to prepare your hands to receive the money. Today, you have received the prophecy, embraced the silence, endured the night attack, and understood the generational magnitude of this blessing. Now, we must move from spiritual revelation to physical manifestation. The money and the keys to your new house are decreed to arrive today, and I shall now reveal the divine strategy, the immediate, practical steps you must take to prepare your hands to receive the money today. Your physical actions must align with the speed and certainty of my spiritual decree. This strategy is not about earning the money. It is about allowing the transfer. It is about creating a clean, welcoming, and consecrated space in the physical realm for the supernatural provision to land without resistance. A massive delivery requires a clear pathway. Here are the 3 essential steps of the divine strategy to be executed immediately. Step 1. The spiritual tithing and the ready receptacle, the open account. Before the full, overwhelming sum of money arrives, I commanded you to dedicate the first financial signs as a consecrated seed, the sacred exchange. Now, you must prepare the physical destination for the bulk of the money. Immediately create a separate, designated financial account, a new house fund, or prophetic provision account. This is not the account where your bills are paid. This is the ready receptacle for the miracle. The physical act of setting up this segregated account sends a powerful spiritual signal. I am making space for a unique, massive blessing that is entirely separate from my old economy. This container, sanctified in your heart, will be the landing zone for the miraculous deposit. Do not mix the blessing with the old scarcity. Prepare the new container now. Step 2. The clearing of physical clutter. The principle of vacuum. The universe, both spiritual and physical, abhors a vacuum. To receive the new, you must make room by releasing the old. I command you to engage in an immediate, focused clearing of physical clutter in the areas associated with receiving: your workspace, your wallet, your computer desktop, and your financial paperwork. Go through old documents and discard anything representing past lack or unnecessary obligation. Cleanse your current physical dwelling with intentionality, knowing you are preparing to move to the new. This physical clearing is a powerful, symbolic act of faith, declaring, "I am no longer attached to the economy of lack. I am making a vacuum for the abundance and organization of my new, prosperous life." The physical act of letting go opens the channel for the incoming wealth and prepares you for the orderly transfer into your new house. Step 3. The command of the hands and the prophetic declaration. Your hands are the instruments of receiving and stewardship. Before the money arrives, you must consecrate them to the purpose of my kingdom. Wash your hands with intention, acknowledging that they have been instruments of struggle, but today they are being consecrated as instruments of wealth, transfer, and blessing. Lay your hands on your phone, your keyboard, or the device you use for banking. Prophetically, command the money to come. Do not request, demand based on the decree I have already issued. Speak this declaration over your consecrated hands. My hands are clean, consecrated, and ready to receive the massive wealth transfer decreed by God today. I command every angel assigned to my financial delivery to complete the mission now. My hands will steward this money for my new house, the breaking of generational curses, and the advancement of my Father's kingdom. I receive the money now, in full, and I hold the keys to my new dwelling. It is done. This divine strategy moves you from a passive recipient to an active participant in your miracle. You are moving from a position of waiting to a position of commanding. The suddenness of the manifestation requires your readiness. Do not let the money arrive only to find chaos, a closed account, or an unwilling heart. Align your physical reality with my spiritual promise. The clock is ticking. The systems of the world are being manipulated by my power. Prepare your receptacle, clear the path, and command the transfer. Today is not a day for hesitation. It is a day for decisive, faithful action. If you are executing these steps of the divine strategy now, write "hands ready" in the comments to seal your immediate readiness to receive the money and the keys to your new home today. The test of faith, waiting in secret for the unstoppable manifestation. You are now in the most critical phase of this prophetic decree, the test of faith. The money is in transit, the angelic couriers are approaching your physical location, and the keys to your new home are being prepared. Yet, there is a necessary gap, a brief, profound moment between the divine decree and the physical delivery. This waiting period is specifically designed to solidify your faith and confirm your absolute trust in my timing, not yours. You must now master the art of waiting in secret for the unstoppable manifestation. The enemy will use this waiting period for a final, insidious psychological assault. He knows he cannot stop the blessing, but he can attempt to convince you that it is delayed, diverted, or never coming. This test is essential because the immense prosperity I am delivering requires a soul anchored in unwavering certainty. A wavering soul cannot sustain the weight of such a miracle. Understand the crucial elements of this test of faith. 1. The deception of the delay. The moments right before the greatest breakthroughs often feel the longest and the most silent. You might see the first sign, take the strategic steps, and then experience a spiritual vacuum. This perceived delay is an illusion, a trick of the senses. Do not confuse quietness with absence. My angels are working diligently, rearranging complex worldly systems, bank transfers, legal paperwork, and property logistics to align perfectly. Your job is to ignore the calendar and the clock. Your commitment must be to the decree that it is coming today, regardless of the hour. Stand guard against the urge to anxiously check your accounts every 5 minutes. That is a sign of fear, not faith. 2. The discipline of secret expectation. This waiting must be done in secret. The temptation to break your silence and ask someone, "Has anything unusual happened to you today?" Or, "Do you think the prophecy is true?" is the enemy's final hook. Sharing your doubt or your impatience releases the negative energy that can disrupt the final delivery sequence. True, tested faith maintains its composure and its conviction in isolation. Go into your prayer closet or simply your quiet space and repeat the prophetic word to me. Use the time not for anxiety, but for profound gratitude, thanking me for the money and the house as if they were already physically in your possession. This is the highest form of spiritual alignment. 3. The confirmation of the immovable word. Faith is not a feeling. It is a fixed position based on an unchangeable truth. The truth is, I have spoken it, therefore it shall be done. During this test, you must recite my promises relentlessly. Every time a thought of doubt attempts to penetrate your mind, counter it immediately with the power of my word. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. My God shall supply all my need according to his riches in glory. The word is the anchor that keeps your soul steady when the final waves of doubt try to capsize your vessel. This waiting is an act of spiritual warfare. It is your final opportunity to prove to yourself and to the forces of darkness that your trust in me is absolute and unconditional. When the manifestation finally arrives, and it will arrive today, it will not be a surprise to your spirit, only a confirmation to your senses. The magnitude of the miracle is directly proportional to the firmness of the faith that sustains the waiting period. Do not allow a fleeting moment of impatience to erase the lifetime of preparation that brought you to this point. Hold fast. Be unwavering. The manifestation is unstoppable. If you are committing to silent, immovable faith during this critical test and know with absolute certainty that the manifestation is unstoppable today, write "I hold fast" in the comments to solidify your position of faith. The messenger's oath, confirmation that this promise will not be delayed. I, the divine messenger, stand before you, having witnessed your endurance through the test of faith. I now deliver a solemn, final, and irrevocable oath directly from the throne of heaven. This promise will not be delayed. The manifestations, the immediate flow of massive money, and the keys to your new house are not subject to negotiation, earthly logistics, or the desperate ploys of the enemy. The celestial decree is absolute, and its execution is now irreversible and set for completion today. Listen, for this oath carries the full weight of my authority and is your final confirmation against the lingering whisper of doubt. 1. The oath of immediacy and precision. I swear by my own eternal timing that the phrase "today" in this prophecy is literal. The universe has been reorganized, financial systems have been bypassed, and all necessary human agents have been positioned to ensure a precise, immediate delivery. Every second of perceived waiting is merely the process of the spiritual materialized into the physical. Do not look for evidence of delay. Look only for the evidence of arrival. The money is not being planned, it is being transferred. The house is not being considered, it is being secured. This oath confirms that the window for this miracle is closing today, and you are destined to be settled in this new season before the day is over. 2. The oath of the angelic assignment. I have seen the adversary attempt to interfere, deploying confusion and fear. But I swear to you that my angel of provision and my angel of foundation have been assigned specifically to your case. They are not permitted to return to the higher realms until the money is secure in your account and the deed to your new dwelling is secured in your name. They are moving with military precision, eliminating every clerical error, dismantling every human obstacle, and neutralizing every demonic opposition. When you feel a sudden surge of peace, a flash of insight regarding a transaction, or an unexpected ease in a process that should be difficult, recognize the operative presence of my assigned angels fulfilling this oath. They are your confirmation that the delivery is in its final phase. 3. The oath against cancellation, the seal of irrevocability. This blessing is sealed, irrevocable, and guaranteed. Past mistakes cannot cancel it. Present circumstances cannot nullify it. The words of any enemy cannot revoke this decree. Your momentary doubt cannot stop the momentum I have set in motion. This oath is designed to elevate your faith to the level of absolute certainty. What has been promised in the Spirit is now locked into your physical reality. You are now standing on the rock of my unchangeable word, and the waves of lack will only break harmlessly against your new, solid foundation. Therefore, stand up and walk in the confidence that this word is active and manifesting now. Do not permit any conversation, whether internal or external, that suggests this manifestation could be postponed. The waiting period is over. The test of faith is concluded. This is the moment to cross the line from believing in a miracle to actively receiving one. The messenger's oath is your final, definitive evidence. Let the reality of this oath silence every remaining voice of skepticism. The total quantity of your blessing, the money and the new house, is moving from the unseen to the seen. Watch the remainder of this day unfold with a new kind of expectation. Not hope, but absolute, calm certainty. Accept this divine oath. If you receive this confirmation that your promise will not be delayed and is manifesting right now, write "oath sealed" in the comments to witness this powerful covenant. The final instruction. The one thing you must do when the money arrives. Hear this final instruction, for it is the most critical strategic guidance you will receive for this transition. The money will arrive today. The keys to your new house will be secured. The overwhelming manifestation is imminent. Your greatest challenge will not be receiving the miracle, but correctly handling the moment of its arrival. The way you react to the transfer will determine the longevity, the multiplication, and the eternal impact of this enormous blessing. The enemy will launch one last swift attack at the moment of manifestation, a subtle test designed to trip you into a spiritual mistake that can compromise your future stewardship. You must know the one thing you must do when the money arrives to secure your continuous prosperity. The instruction is deceptively simple. Do not celebrate publicly, and immediately consecrate the purpose. Here are the precise, non-negotiable steps you must take when the notification, the sight of the massive, unexpected deposit, occurs. 1. The immediate act of spiritual acknowledgement, the private altar. The very moment you see the confirmation, the new, staggering balance in your account, your first reaction must be silence and solitude. Do not immediately call a friend, scream, or post a cryptic message on social media. This is the final test of the secret of silence. Go immediately to a private space, or simply bow your head where you are. Your first words must not be to a human, but to me. This is your private altar. Whisper this declaration: Father, I acknowledge your mighty hand. I accept this provision not as luck, but as covenant. This money is yours, consecrated for the new house, the clearing of generational debt, and the fulfillment of my divine purpose. I vow to be a faithful steward. This immediate act of spiritual acknowledgement secures the blessing. It establishes that the money serves the kingdom, preventing it from becoming a snare of worldly pride or self-indulgence. It is the key to maintaining the eternal flow promised in the 888 Revelation. 2. The tactical deployment of the funds, the debt strike. Once you have consecrated the funds, you must act with surgical precision and speed. I have commanded that the first action is the breaking of the chains of lack. The temptation will be to immediately look for the new house or to buy a desired luxury item. Resist this temptation with fierce discipline. The final instruction dictates that you must immediately and electronically or physically begin the process of extinguishing the most pressing, anxiety-inducing debts. Use the incoming money to execute the debt strike. Clearing these debts is not just a financial action. It is a spiritual declaration that the enemy no longer holds an anchor in your past. This decisive, immediate action proves you are a steward of freedom before you become a steward of abundance. The full, secure transfer of the new house keys is predicated upon the immediate and intentional destruction of the old debt. 3. The securing of the new house fund, the separation. After the debt strike, immediately transfer the remaining substantial portion into the ready receptacle, the separate, consecrated new house fund you were previously instructed to establish. This is a crucial step of separation. You are physically and financially separating your future blessing from your old economy. This is the final instruction for preservation. This fund must be treated as sacred. It is not for daily expenses, and it is not for impulsive spending. It is the reserved holy resource for the purchase and securing of your prophetic landmark. Your obedience in this moment is everything. The spiritual forces that facilitated this massive transfer are now watching to see your integrity. Do not let the sudden rush of power or relief tempt you into violating the sacred trust of stewardship. Your quiet, immediate, and consecrated response is the act that ensures this miracle is a permanent foundation and not a temporary financial wave. Prepare your heart for the magnitude of this moment. If you commit to executing this final instruction with discipline and immediate consecration when the money arrives today, type "I will obey" in the comments to seal your vow of stewardship. The Eternal Covenant, securing your future with divine financial protection. You have arrived at the summit of this prophetic journey. The money has been commanded to flow, the keys to your new house are in the transaction process, and you stand ready to receive. The final crowning revelation I deliver to you is the Eternal Covenant, the spiritual mechanism for securing your future with divine financial protection. This blessing is not designed to be temporary or subject to economic downturns. It is meant to endure, multiply, and sustain you for the remainder of your days and through your generations. The enemy's final lingering desire is to see you misuse this abundance and fall back into the cycle of lack. I have given you the ability to move beyond mere breakthrough and establish an impenetrable shield of divine protection over your financial affairs. This protection is accessed through the continuous honoring of the covenant. This eternal covenant operates through 3 layers of perpetual security. 1. The layer of perpetual consecration, the first fruits principle. Your initial consecration of the incoming wealth through the sacred exchange was the activation key. Now, the covenant requires a commitment to perpetual consecration. This is the ongoing, joyful dedication of the first fruits of all your increase, the continuation of the tithing principle. When you consistently and intentionally honor me with the first portion of every gain, you activate a spiritual law that guarantees the remaining 90% is protected and blessed. This is the divine insurance policy against loss, theft, and economic failure. A consistent commitment to giving ensures a continuous flow of provision, guarding your new house and your finances from every form of depletion. The covenant states, "I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground." Your faithful giving is the spiritual defense system that keeps the devourer away from your new wealth. 2. The layer of wisdom and stewardship, the prudence principle. Divine financial protection is not a license for recklessness or arrogance. The covenant requires you to couple spiritual giving with earthly wisdom and prudent stewardship. This means seeking sound counsel, avoiding schemes of quick, unsustainable wealth, and making conscious decisions to save, invest wisely, and manage the surplus with discipline. The Holy Spirit will grant you the spirit of prudence, giving you foresight and discernment in all your financial dealings. Your prosperity must be organized, strategic, and reflective of the order of my kingdom. This layer of the covenant protects you from self-sabotage and human error, transforming you from a receiver of money into a master builder of long-term wealth. 3. The layer of purpose and generosity, the channel principle. The ultimate security of the eternal covenant lies in your continuous commitment to being a channel of blessing, not a reservoir of hoarding. The moment your focus shifts from being a recipient to being a source of generosity, you activate the strongest layer of divine protection. When you use your abundance, the money and the new house, to serve my purposes, to uplift the poor, to fund ministry, and to ease the suffering of others, you embed your wealth in the eternal economy. My commitment to you becomes, I will continue to pour into you so that you can continue to pour out to others. Generosity is the spiritual oil that keeps the engine of your prosperity running perpetually. If the flow stops at you, the source will dry up. If the flow moves through you, the source is eternal. You are moving into a season of unprecedented stability and affluence. This is not a temporary inheritance. It is a permanent foundation secured by my oath and maintained by your covenant obedience. Walk into your new life, your new home, and your new financial status with the profound, quiet confidence of a beloved child who is eternally provided for. This divine financial protection is sealed over you, your family, and your new generational legacy. Embrace this covenant. If you commit to perpetual consecration, wise stewardship, and continuous generosity to secure your future with divine financial protection, write "Covenant Secured" in the comments to anchor this eternal blessing. My beloved child, the divine messenger has delivered the complete final decree. The 20,000 words of prophecy have been spoken into your heart, and the spiritual operation is complete. The money has arrived, the chains of debt have been broken, and the keys to your new house of breakthrough are now within your grasp. You are no longer defined by your lack, but by my lavish, unstoppable provision. The family miracle is activated, and your future is eternally secured by the covenant. Now, your life must become the living testimony of this manifest truth. Do not look back at the scarcity of yesterday. Do not whisper the secrets of your wealth to the envious ears of the world. Walk in the silence of faith, step into your new dwelling with authority, and manage this massive blessing with the wisdom I have imparted. You have been chosen for this turnaround to become a beacon of hope and a pillar of generosity. I challenge you now, as a final act of covenant and proclamation, if this message, this total, life-altering decree, has touched your soul and confirmed the manifestation you are witnessing today, do not keep it to yourself. Share this video immediately with 5 souls who desperately need to hear the voice of the divine authority and the promise of their own imminent breakthrough. And as a final, powerful action of sealing this permanent change in your life, click the Super Thanks button. Inscribing your financial commitment, there is a final act of consecration that ensures the eternal flow of abundance will never cease for you. Go now and possess your inheritance. The old is gone, the new has fully come. Prayer of final manifestation and eternal stewardship. O great and eternal I Am, Ancient of Days, the source of all wealth and the architect of destiny, I come before your throne, not in the posture of begging, but in the certainty of absolute decree, having received the prophetic word delivered by your messenger. I lift up this soul, your beloved child, who has walked through the fire of the test of faith, who has embraced the sacred silence, and who now stands at the threshold of the most monumental manifestation of their life. This is the moment where the 20,000 words of prophecy move from revelation to tangible, irreversible reality. I pray for the final act of manifestation right now. Let the last vestiges of resistance in the spiritual and physical realms be completely dissolved. I command, by the authority of the word just spoken, that every financial system holding back the decreed wealth be immediately released. Let the bank transfers be immediate, the notifications be undeniable, and the sum be overwhelming, far exceeding any human expectation. May the flow be so massive that it eliminates all doubt and serves as an undeniable signature of your power, proving that what was impossible yesterday is the accomplished truth of today. Holy Spirit, you are the agent of delivery and the spirit of prudence. I ask for a massive endowment of wisdom and financial integrity to descend upon this heart. Let the sudden wealth not become a snare, but a sacred trust. Instill in this soul the immediate, unwavering discipline to follow the final instruction, the silence, the consecration, the immediate execution of the debt strike, and the securing of the new house fund. Protect them from the allure of impulsive spending and the temptation of worldly pride. Grant them the eyes to see this money not as personal gain, but as consecrated resources for the advancement of your kingdom purposes and the establishment of generational legacy. I petition the angel of foundation to secure the keys to the new dwelling right now. Let the transaction for the house of breakthrough be utterly seamless, protected from all legal and human complications. I command that the property be exactly the sanctuary you ordained, a place free from past spiritual defilement, a fortress of peace, a hub of creativity, and an altar where your family miracle will flourish. Let the address align with the 888 revelation, symbolizing a complete, eternal new beginning. May every step taken towards that new front door be saturated with your anointing and the certainty of permanent stability. Father, let this miracle be a permanent generational reversal. I pray that the curse of lack and the spirit of poverty that may have clung to this bloodline for centuries be permanently destroyed by the magnitude of this breakthrough. Empower this soul to be the point of change, using this abundance to strategically liberate and uplift their family, establishing a new inheritance of wealth, health, and faith for their children and their children's children. May this financial success be used to fund destiny and fulfill purpose, ensuring that your kingdom gains the maximum benefit from this supernatural transfer. I pray for the continued divine financial protection, the shield of the eternal covenant. When the money is fully in hand, empower this person to maintain the perpetual consecration, ensuring that the first fruits are always honored, rebuking the devourer and guaranteeing the endless, multiplying flow of prosperity. Let them be a faithful channel of blessing, never hoarding, but always giving generously and strategically, thereby securing the permanence of this abundance through the spiritual law of increase. Let the test of faith be complete, replaced now by the rest of possession. Remove every lingering shadow of doubt, fear, and the memory of scarcity. Fill this vessel with a quiet, immovable confidence, knowing that the messenger's oath is final and that the blessings of the Lord make rich and add no sorrow. May the remaining hours of this day be a testimony to the immediacy and sovereignty of your power. Thank you, great God, for the money that is already transferred, for the house that is already secured, and for the life that is now eternally changed. I seal this prayer in the certainty of your decree. Amen.